First the finds, subscribing with iTunes, urban camouflage, and geocaching. Welcome to Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. Hi there, and welcome to episode 5 of Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. I'm glad you're watching. In today's episode, we're going to look at urban geocaching, mostly urban camouflage. How do you hide a cache in a parking lot or in a park, in some place where there's not a lot of forest and not a lot of ground coverage? I got a short little segment, a couple of really cool ideas that I've seen over my time in this sport. Also, Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine is now available as a subscription with iTunes. And today I'm going to show you how to download, install the program, and how to subscribe to my Geocaching Videozine so that as soon as I release a new episode, it'll automatically be downloaded onto your computer. And of course, we got caching. We're going to be cruising around and showing you a couple caches here in the Prince George area, including 2 first to finds. Speaking of which, I hear some caches calling my name. So let's grab the GPS, my PDA, and let's head out into the woods. Let's go find some caches. Hollywood has its sign, Penticton has its, and in Prince George we have Hart Industrial. Hart Industrial by Team RLC. So the brand new caches was listed a couple days ago. Hasn't been found yet as of, about 15 minutes ago. So who knows, we could get a first to find. Anyways, there's a trail heading up to there. I just got to go find a trailhead, grab the kids, grab the camera, and we're off to look for the cache. So just a short way from where we originally parked, here's the trail. So up we go, it's about 180 meters behind us. Let's go find this sucker. So a short quick climb brings us up to here at the peak. The Hart Industrial sign is actually just behind me over the edge there. And we're now within about 10 meters or so of the cache, so I need oxygen. Anyways, tie up the boys. Let's go look for this sucker, because I know I'm close to it. I want to find this sucker. I always love it when you have a good reception day. Walk along the meter. Meter says 1 meter. Look down at my feet. I found it. So I haven't popped this open yet. Nice looking container. It's the same container I use for my Smell of Money series. Basically, you get them from at Princess Auto had these like $2 a pop. So anyways, let's pop it open. Let's see what's in here. Okay, let's find out what's in here. The note. And the bag full of trading goodies. Hey, look, the bag mysteriously opened itself. The logbook. Trust me, there's a toy in there. Well, this looks cute. That's neat. Have a nice day. Some mini playing cards and a few other little doodads. Okay, so let's pop the book open and get her up and signed. Something you like to see as a geocacher, when you open up a logbook, there's nothing. Yes, this is what we call a first to find, which is rather fun. Good for the ego, but, you know, overall the sport's just about getting out here and enjoying the scenery, having fun. But some days, yeah, it's for the ego. Anyways, let's sign this puppy. I am going to take this little toy car, because I got a cute little ambulance that I picked up down at Campbell Valley Cache. And we're going to hide it back. And where did I find it? I'm not showing you. Come on, you should know me by now. Anyways, let's flip the camera around. So we'll hide this sucker, and we're just going to head up the road that way a little bit to a local gas station where he has another new cache hidden, and we'll go looking for that one. So we'll check in with you in about 5 kilometers from now. Team RLC's second new cache is called Turbo Trail, which is the name of the trail that I happen to be standing on. It's actually located just behind a turbo station up here in Prince George. So we're going to check this one out. Again, hadn't been found as of this morning, so we'll see if we can be 2 for 2. Now, according to my receiver, I am approximately 210 meters away from it behind me, so let's go. Alright, I'm right on top of this cache. I know it's here somewhere, so I can reach out and touch it. Where is it? Well, that's the million-dollar question. So, oh boy. It's on a rather steep side hill, so I'm sort of clamoring for traction right a bit, but got good boots on, and the dirt here is fairly soft, so it's not too bad, but anyways, let's zoom in on it. Let's find it. Alright, a little bit of thrashing up there in the woods. Here she is. You found it. Oh, that was a cute little hike. I was up there thrashing around. Couldn't find it. I came back down, regrouped, reread the cache description, and it just sort of jumped out at me. I was like, okay. I don't know. Why do I make these things harder than they need to be? Anyways, let's open this sucker. Let's sign the log. Let's do our trading. Let's see what's inside. The Turbo Trail cache by Team RLC. Here's the container. Book. And various little trading goodies in here. I don't know better. I think that's a mood ring. Woohoo! Haven't seen one of those in a while. A wrench. Okay, well anyways, let's sign the logbook. So the logbook's been signed and the cache has been rehidden. Team RLC, nice job with the Turbo Trail cache and also with Hart Industrial. Welcome to geocaching, guys. Hope you have many more hides. So I'm now located in a parking lot near the multiplex in Prince George. Not exactly the greatest place to hide a cache, but I am here for a reason. Geocaching, well, it's nice we can get out in the woods and the trees and the forests and go out and hike and see mountains and like some beautiful scenery and then, you know, find a cache. Well, unfortunately, most people live in cities, and the way cities are going these days, there's not a lot of, well, park area available left, you know. There's a lot of cities don't have a lot of trees and parks and such, and it makes it difficult to hide caches in traditional places. So people are being creative. They're coming up with urban caches. Now I say, urban caches? Well, yes, parking lot caches in some ways. And that's what this segment's going to be about. It's going to be about camouflage. How to camouflage a cache and different ideas. Now, first off, I'm not going to tell anybody where I got these ideas from. These are various caches that I've seen or heard of or read about. If you check out the geocaching.com forums, there's tons of information there on some really great caches and different ways of disguising them. So, I'm not going to give any spoilers. I'm not going to get specifics. Some of these I've seen, some of them I haven't seen, some of them may even be my own, but I'm not going to tell you what. So, we're going to start off with the more obvious ones. Little magnetic tin boxes, such as this. Just a little little tin, little mint tin, couple magnets stuck on the bottom. Everything's painted flat black so you can't see it too well. Open it up, of course you just have enough room inside for your logbook. You get the idea. Great for hiding underneath a park bench, at a bus stop, or anywhere in particular. Now you're saying, why would you want to place a cache at a bus stop? What's so great about a bus stop? Well, recently when I was in Vancouver, my Lower Mainland tour, I was cruising around downtown Vancouver, and there's so much to see down there. And like one really cool place, if you're ever in Vancouver, you have to check out, is the Vancouver Art Museum. Okay, it's a fantastic facility, lots of cool stuff that goes on there every day. Heck, half the time the best shows are out front of the art museum. If you're from the Lower Mainland, you know what I'm talking about. But there's not too many places around there where you can actually hide a cache, right? So you come up with a little micro like this, you hide underneath a park bench or in a bus stop someplace, and you tell people, hey, go find it, and if you're in the area, check out the museum. Now, with some urban micros, you have to be careful about where you place it and how you, shall we say, advertise it on geocaching.com. Because we all know geocaching does not allow commercial caches. For example, I can't say, I'm going to place this at Walmart, go find this Walmart cache, and while you're there, go in there and, buy milk for $1.99 a gallon. That ain't going to happen. Okay, actually I ran into a situation myself where I placed a cache in front of the museum, and the whole idea of the cache was to get people to go visit the museum. It's a gorgeous facility. I didn't realize at the time that it is a for-profit facility, and they do charge rather half the admission price. So I had to go in and change things around because the actual museum is located at one of our largest parks in town, and that's okay. Go there, enjoy the park, play in the playground, and if you want to spend the money to go to the museum, that's your own thing. So this is the most basic. A couple magnets, hide it underneath a park bench, and you're in business. Another variation is the little pill bottle cache. Again, fairly small. Top comes off, opens up, just enough room for a logbook and such in there. Again, a magnet, and you pop it underneath the park bench or in behind a sign or a magnetic fixture, and you're set to go. Another possibility, we've all seen the small lock and locks, the round ones. I absolutely love these lock and locks. I'm really starting to use these a lot, but as you can see, again, it's very small, all painted flat black, great for camouflage. If you're in an area where there's a fairly small hole, like if you want to stick it in a concrete embankment or something, there you go. And it's flat black, so it's not going to reflect a lot of light, and hopefully it should be fairly well disguised. From there, we start getting into the really true camouflage. Now, even though there might not be a lot of trees around the area, you could stumble upon some. For example, say you find a nice birch tree or something like that, and it's in the middle of a park, and you'd like to place a cache there, but of course you can't place it on the ground because there's really no place to cover it. So instead of placing it on the ground, why don't you put it up in the tree? Not too high, you got to be able to reach it, but say about 6 feet off the ground, where people walking by are going to look up and go, oh gee, what's that? So you have to disguise it somewhat. So for example, I was just out today caching around, and just grabbed a piece of birch bark here. It's just lying on the ground, didn't peel it off a tree, so don't worry, I'm not killing trees or anything. It's just lying there. And let's put this to work. So I went home, had a film canister, and I simply just wrap it around the film canister. Hang a little piece of wire there. It's bright yellow, so I'm going to stick it like a sore thumb in this shot, just so you can see what it looks like. But normally you'd use black wire, paint it black, or peel off the stripping or whatever. Hang it up in the tree and see how effective it is. So it just sort of hangs there and looks good. And of course you take the coordinates and everything, and people go and they look for it. And I've seen caches like this before where I've literally stood right underneath the cache and had a hard time seeing it. So another variation of the birch bark hide is if you're near an area where they have trees that have really large pine cones. And this is one I've actually seen, but I'm not going to tell you where. I'm not giving out spoilers, okay? But I've actually seen caches where they've taken these giant pine cones, hollowed them out, stuck the film canister inside the pine cone, and then hung it back onto a tree. And the only way I found it is that the tree they hung it on wasn't actually a tree that produces pine cones. It was really cute. So, other forms of camouflage. Well, one thing you tend to see a lot of in civic or in urban areas are rock gardens, right? Just big piles of rocks. They look good, all scattered out, look pretty and everything. And You ever thought about hiding the cache in there? Now, when you take your traditional container, and hide it in the rocks, it's actually the one time when flat black could stand out. Flat black amongst a bunch of, say, bright white rocks. So, I was cruising on eBay once, and I found this. This is what's called a key rock. Very cool little device. It looks like a regular rock. If you look close enough, there's actually a little whale engraved in here. But anyways, on the bottom of the rock, sliding trap door, nice little area here where you can put in your logbook and pencil and a few trading goods. But bury that in with a bunch of rocks, that could be quite a tough little find. Now, for those of you who read the geocaching.com archives, the geocaching.com forums, know that a lot of big talk lately on micros has been, parking lots, which is exactly what I'm talking about here. And when I first started reading these forums, I wasn't quite sure what people were talking about, because again, up here in Prince George, we have so much green space, there's always a good place to hide a cache. And then I went caching in the Lower Mainland, and as I stated earlier, there's not a lot of trees around. But man, did I find some cool caches disguised in the best way. So a common phrase is, the best place to hide something is in plain sight. In plain sight? What do you mean by that? What am I going to do? Put an ammo box on the ground, people are going to walk by and say, gee, look, there's an ammo box. Well, no, not quite. Hide in plain sight. Put something there that most people walk by every day and not really pay attention to. Say you're walking through your local park or whatever, and you see this. It's a birdhouse, right? Birds come in, they set up nests, they live. It's a birdhouse. Who would ever think twice about a birdhouse? Well, this birdhouse is different. It has a roof that lifts up. Reach inside. One cache. To most people, this is a birdhouse. To us, it's a cache. And another example of hiding in plain sight. You're just walking through the parking lot looking for a cache. And of all places is a lamppost. And you just see something that doesn't seem right. You check it out. Well, what do you know? It's a cache. So that about wraps it up for this very brief tutorial on urban camouflage. If you have any ideas, suggestions, or great stories, email them to me at geoicenrye@icenrye.com. And also, if you want to, feel free, let's start a new thread in the geocaching.com forums. My favorite, microcache camouflage. Actually, I think there's already a couple out there. There's some really good readings out there. So anyways, until next time, cache on. So welcome to Prince George, BC's northern capital. Now, when you come to Prince George, there's plenty of places to stay. You can stay at a hotel, we have numerous campsites and such. But what if you're a travel bug? Well, welcome to the Prince George Travel Bug Hostel by Father-Daughter 96. It's located within about a 10-meter radius of where I'm standing. As usual, I'm not going to show you where it is. And actually, I've already found it. I'm going to go track it here and show you in a second. But it's interesting because it's one of these bad reception days where the GPS was basically telling me it was right behind me, and it wasn't. So you had to go find it the old-fashioned way. I actually had to look for the thing. Anyways, I know where it is. We're going to go track it down, and let's go look at some travel bugs. The Prince George Travel Bug Hostel. Here it is. Let's take a look inside, see what we have for guests. See, quite a barrage of stuff in here. The logbook. Okay, well, let's pop the bag open and check out who the guests are. First, we have a Starbucks mug. BC Eagle. Family Crest Travel Bug. Jar Jar Binks. Here's Alex's bug. And a bug called Third Try. For those of you new to the sport of geocaching, what a travel bug is a dog tag, similar to what they used to use in the military. And each bug or tag has its own specific serial number. Now what you do is you place one of these tags in a cache and you publish it on the geocaching.com website. Someone will come along, find your dog tag, your travel bug, pick it up, put it on the website saying, hey, I have it, take it somewhere else, put it in another cache, and leave a log saying, hey, I've dropped it off here. Myself, I have 4 of them out. They're called the Born to Be Mild series. This is for motorcycles. And last time I checked, one's in Illinois, one's in Washington, one's somewhere stuck in Prince George. I think it's one of those brands that always breaks down. And the 4th one, I think, is still hovering around the lower mainland. So generally the way it works with travel bugs is we prefer you exchange them one for one, but you do have to get your first travel bug sometime. So that's where a cache like this is great, because you can come along, pick up a travel bug, and just leave a regular trading item. Now, in my case, I actually came here specifically for the Starbucks cup. There's a bit of a history to this cache, and this was actually hidden previously in a cache that I couldn't find. So it's almost like revenge, and I'm a coffee nut, so I'm going to take my Starbucks mug here on a tour of some Prince George coffee shops, and then we'll place it somewhere else. Now, in exchange, let's put this down for a second, I am leaving Geocache Soldier number 252. I picked up this little guy down in the lower mainland at a cache called Hala Hello Bonjour Arrivederci or something like that. Really cool micro. Anyways, so he's been hanging around my pack for a while, and his off-duty time is over. Time for him to go back on patrol and protect all these other travel bugs. So anyways, coffee cup's coming home with me. Geocache Soldier number 252. Here we go. Reporting for duty, sir. Okay, so we're going to sign the logbook, hide it, and we're off to find something else. Apple has revolutionized the distribution of modern media using its latest version of iTunes. iTunes now allows you to, with one click, subscribe to Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. And what subscribing will do will automatically download the latest version onto your computer as soon as it becomes available. This makes it much easier for you, the viewer, to stay in touch with what's happening with Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. How does this work, you ask? Let's go take a look. So welcome to the demonstration of how to use iTunes to subscribe to Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. For those new to the game, subscribe means having the latest episode automatically download onto your computer. When you start iTunes, it'll check to see if there's a new episode, and if there is, iTunes will automatically download it for you. Once it's downloaded, you can watch and enjoy. So your first step is to go to iTunes.com and download and install the program. Fairly simple to do. Once the program is installed, run it, and it will look similar to this. So we're just going to leave this here for a second. I'm going to go back to our browser. Your next step is to go to my page, Icenrye.com. Down on the left side, you'll see my video feeds. In the third button down, it says iTunes Geocaching. Click on it. What that will do is it will open up your iTunes program and take you to my iTunes web page, where you'll see my logo and my subscribe button. To subscribe, simply click this button and iTunes will take care of the rest. Now, the interesting thing about iTunes is that it allows you to preview whatever you want to subscribe to. So in this case, it shows that there are 4 episodes available, gives you the release dates, and a brief introduction. You can actually scroll over a little ways. I always did like my description for episode 4, Icenrye's Beyond Hope. If you're not from British Columbia, it's sort of an inside joke. There's a town located in the lower mainland area of British Columbia. It's called Hope, and basically Vancouver is west of Hope and everybody else is either north or east of Hope. So depending on which area of the province you live in, the other part of the province is generally, as we like to say, beyond Hope, except for, of course, people who actually live in Hope, in which case the entire province is beyond Hope. But that's enough BC humor for now. Getting back to our topic, my Videozine. So, it does allow you to preview various episodes. So, let's take a look at episode 1. To preview, come down here and there's a little icon with an arrow on it, and it allows you to show artwork. Click on it and it'll pop up the screen here. Over here, click on this icon here,
and it takes a couple seconds for it to access everything, but it'll eventually bring up the episode. Also with iTunes, you have the ability to click on the window, and it'll actually open it in a new window so you can expand the viewing size. So once you've seen enough, you say, yep, this looks pretty good. Come up here to the pause button, click on it, and it'll actually stop it. And you say, yeah, I like that, that's good. Click on subscribe, and it'll automatically subscribe you to the feed. And you'll see how it changes screens here, and up here it tells you what's happening. It's downloading episode 4. Now, the default for iTunes is that it'll go out and it'll download the latest episode. If you come here and see this little triangle, click on it. That expands and shows you that there are 4 episodes available. And for each episode you want to download, just click on the Get button, and in time it'll go out and download it for you. Then once the episode is downloaded, it'll be permanently on your computer and you can go back and watch at any time. You can access the file through the podcast, the podcast feed on iTunes. It'll also be listed in your library. And it'll also be in Windows users. It'll be in My Documents, My Music, iPod, Tunes, and there'll be a folder in there that has all your content. And that's it. Couple clicks, and you're subscribed to Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. So, now that you're subscribed to my Geocaching Videozine, when I release a new episode, it'll automatically download to your computer. So at this time, I'd like to briefly mention formats. iTunes works with Apple QuickTime formats. The video you download will be of medium resolution. If you prefer the higher DivX or H.264 formats, they will also be available at the archive.org website, which you'll be able to link to through Icenrye.com. So there you go. Quick demonstration on how to subscribe to Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine using iTunes. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. And nice thing about it, makes staying in touch that much easier. One click, it'll automatically go out, see if there's anything else out there. So have fun, and click on.
Well, that about wraps it up for episode 5 of Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. Thanks for watching. Just before I sign off, a couple of quick notes. First off, thank you for all your support out there. According to the archive.org website, my previous 4 episodes have been downloaded a grand total of over 2,000 times. Folks, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It's nice to know that someone out there likes this and is actually watching this. Also, thanks for all your email. I'm getting email from all over the place. Europe and Germany and Holland. People are taking my episodes and they're burning it to CDs and hiding them in caches. That's great. That is excellent. As a matter of fact, in case you're wondering, this show is licensed under what's called a Creative Commons license. Basically, its official term is non-commercial attribution share-alike license, which means you can download it, you can burn it, you can give it away, you can load it up on Kazaa, you can do whatever you want, as long as you just remind people where it originally came from and don't sell it. If I catch you selling this program, I'm going to bury you in a cache and they'll never find you. Well, that's my rather weak attempt at a threat, but you get the idea. For all you hardcore Mac fans out there, I've now downloaded and installed QuickTime Pro 7 on my computer, so I'm now able to encode in the H.264 format. So for all you people who don't like Windows Media Player, you'll be able to now get a high-end, high-resolution copy of my video in the H.264 format, and that'll also be coming in from the archive.org website. And also, sorry about the delay between episode 4 and episode 5. I've just been, well, it's summer, summertime, living's easy, and I've been out caching and doing a lot of filming, so I got a lot of stuff at home in the computer ready to go, which of course means the good point is that episode 6 should be out fairly soon. And then we're going to be into winter here in the Great White North, and I'm going to have to be creative, find out what I'm going to do during the winter, but I'm sure I'll come up with something. So that about wraps it up. Again, thank you for all your downloads. Thank you for your comments. Stay tuned for future episodes. I have some really great ideas on stuff that I want to do. And stay tuned for future episodes of Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. So until then, cache on.